I'm your number one fan.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
My mom and dad are gonna
I see dead people.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy July.
It is July.
Crazy.
Time is flying.
Seriously. We're cooking. 2025 is more. We're closer to 2050 than we are to 2000.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Let's not do that.
Yeah. I told Dylan, I was like, wow, we're closer to 2030 than we are 2020. And he's like, wait. And then he told me that. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope your millennia is going well.
Yeah. Sure. We're the Killer Cuties podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We should say that. Also, We're going to be talking about the fourth kind today. But first, no news. We don't have news today. Nothing was sparking joy. But I have a game.
Hooray.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you Letterboxd reviews.
Okay.
And you're going to try to guess what movie it is.
Is it only horror movies?
No, I decided 100-some episodes in that we're going to start talking about other movies instead of horror movies.
I don't know. It's a Letterboxd is relevant.
Yes, it is
Okay,
only horror movies, and it's only ones we've covered them on the podcast, so I know you've seen them.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, I wouldn't just throw in something crazy that you haven't seen.
Excellent. I remember at least 10 of them.
Oh, great.
There's
watched. 8 on the list, so
okay.
Hopefully
odds are good.
The 8 are in your 10 that you remember.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to read them out loud so that people who are listening can know too.
Smart.
All right, so first up, by Kit Laser, you got to watch out for those homeschooled kids, man.
Oh, God.
There's 3 reviews for each one, and they get easier as they go, so.
Okay. First inclination is Eden Lake.
Okay. Next review by Lily. This and Ready or Not are girlfriends.
Oh, yes.
No guesses?
No, I remember. We talked about this in the episode.
We did.
Fuck. It's not a clown in a cornfield.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
do you want the last one?
Yeah.
I will never look at a blender the same again.
Yeah.
From Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you know it. You
I
just
know
can't
it.
think of the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's it called?
You're next. You're next.
Hell
yes.
yeah. Oh my God, I got there.
Yeah, you did it. That's amazing.
Thank you.
You got to watch out for the homeschooled kids.
Yeah. Wow, this is fun.
Yay. Okay, I'm glad you like it. Okay, next up.
Mm-hmm.
From Meg. It took me 20 additional minutes to finish this because about halfway through, my television turned itself off, and I just thought they'd put the camera in their pocket or something.
Oh my God. Blair Witch Project.
That is correct. It is
Hooray.
Blair Witch Project. I'll give you the other ones just for fun. Henrique said, wipe your nose, bitch. And Hungcat said, no cell phone in sight. Literally just film students vibing in the woods.
Cute.
Blair Witch Project. That one was hard because it's so relevant. I was like, she's definitely going to get this.
Yeah, you should have gone with wipe your nose, bitch first.
Really?
I think so.
I feel like that scene is so iconic.
I wouldn't have remembered it.
That's true. And you haven't seen the Scary Movies, have you?
No.
Okay, so they parody that scene.
One.
So that even more made it relevant. Okay. Where, like, in the parody, it's just snot, like, flowing.
Gross.
Yeah. Okay, next. From Ceres, me and the guy I pulled by being weird and off-putting.
Wait. It's
I'm
coming
waiting.
to me.
Yeah. You got this, I believe.
I'm thinking. I don't remember what it's called.
Okay, do you want the next clue?
With Timmy Chalamet? Bones and all, perhaps?
Perhaps not. But that is a really good guess.
Thank you.
Yeah. It also works for that movie.
I would say so.
All right, next review by Sophie Holsinger. A leading man with no lines.
Oh. No one will save you. Just kidding.
Oh, that's also a good guess.
That's a good guess for that one, but
For
that
that
doesn't
one, not
fit with
the-
the
yeah.
first one. Fuck. Okay, give me the third one.
Okay. Vincenzo says, slow motion castration. Let's fucking go.
What? I don't
You don't
remember a
remember this?
castration. I feel like I would have.
I'll give you more of a hint. You see the shadow of the castration happening.
Oh. Lisa Frankenstein.
Lisa Frankenstein.
Hell yeah. Love that.
All right. Next up, by Karsten, this is a movie about sideburns.
Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Oh, okay. Good
That
guess,
movie
but no.
gives sideburns to me.
Very fair. Eric says, it's so scary and filmed so well. I want James Wan to fuck me with a plastic skeleton.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Insidious.
Good guess. No.
Damn it.
Yep. Last clue.
Okay.
By Neon. Couple goals driving cross country to banish demons.
Yeah. Insidious, but the other one. That is not what I mean. You know what I mean? Do you know what I...
Insidious, but the other one is absolutely correct. Yes.
Thank you.
It's on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah. Sinister.
No.
Fuck. What's it called?
It's called
With what's his face? With from Phantom of the Opera and the metalhead woman.
Vera Farmiga.
Yeah.
It's called The Conjuring.
Conjuring. Yes. Thank you. I was there.
You were there. We did watch it.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Mike Flanagan probably watches this while excitedly punching the air. That's from Lily, by the way.
It's giving Supernatural
Okay.
because Flanagan.
Of course.
The Shining.
Good guess, but no.
Okay.
Colin the Dude says swim-a-rink.
What? Okay. So it's depression, but in the water.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Well, kind of.
Evil Dead Rise.
We didn't watch that on the podcast.
Oh, but we did watch it together.
We did watch it together, but no, sorry. Would you like
Friday,
the last clue?
Friday the 13th.
No.
Okay, yeah, give me the last one.
Australian accent. When you see it, you'll shit bricks. I can't do an Australian accent, so I'm not going to try.
Yeah. I think you cannot.
Australian, that's a big clue.
Yeah, it's giving Talk to Me.
No.
Where does Swim-a-Marink come in?
I would say think slow moving, very slow burn, and swim has to do with what a central character was doing.
Swimming.
Yes. No?
No.
Lake Mungo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense after.
Yeah. When you see it, you'll shit bricks
Mhm.
in an Australian accent. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right, next up. My ass was clenched the whole time. Whether that was my nerves or my bisexuality is anyone's guess. That's from Madison.
Oh dear. Jennifer's Body?
Very good guess, but no.
Damn it. Okay.
Lauren says, everyone walking around barefoot like it's a fucking Quentin Tarantino fantasy.
Oh. I don't know. Give me one more.
Okay. One
Sorry.
more. No, you're fine. These are not easy. We've done over 100 movies.
Yeah.
All right, Issy says, why the fuck would you have another baby?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big clue. We talked about it at length during this episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A Quiet Place.
It is A Quiet Place. Good
Yep.
job.
Yep. My bisexuality?
Yeah, I'm guessing just because Emily Blunt? I was going to call her Emma Blunt for some reason. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. That makes sense to me. They're
I suppose.
an attractive
I
couple.
Thought the monsters are more attractive than... whatever. Okay, next.
Moving on quickly from that comment. All right. A series of unfortunate misunderstandings. That's from Haley.
Yeah, I know it. I've got it.
I believe that you know it.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yes! Let's
Hell
go! All right, the other one's just for fun. Adam Bolt said the most powerful bromance in all of film.
Oh.
And Vincenzo said, I wish character actor Alan Tudyk a very pleasant evening. And that is Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Hell yeah. Have you seen Illegal, is it called Illegal Alien? Illegal Alien?
Oh,
That's what
the
called?
show with Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's so cute.
Is it? I bet.
Yeah.
He's
it's
so
very
great.
Alan Tudyk.
He's the best.
Yeah.
All right, last one. I believe in you.
Okay, thank you.
Molly says, this was just like Among Us.
A movie like Among Us, where people are going around doing tasks and then people get killed. Ready or not?
Good guess. Not quite.
Okay.
Next clue. Bear says, this is my family when the internet shuts off randomly.
Are you sure it's not Ready or Not?
I'm sure it's not Ready or Not.
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
No, but also a really good guess.
Okay.
All right, last one.
Uh-huh.
I know you're going to get it this time.
Okay.
Carson says, reminded me of my time on the farm and my piece of shit goat. May he rest in
Oh.
peace.
Oh, the witch.
The witch, yes.
Oh, good one, good one.
I didn't even realize that I took reviews from like a lot of the same people.
Oh, that's funny.
Funny people on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyways, that was good. You did really good.
Thank you.
I wasn't keeping track, but I feel like you got most of those, so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That was fun.
Okay,
do that
good. I'm
more
glad
often.
you liked it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely can. I had a really fun time putting it together.
Yeah, people reading through reviews is always a good time.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard, though, to find ones that are subtle enough, but also not impossible to get.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah. Cute.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope people
thanks.
play along. Tell us how many you got right in the comments.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't spoil them by guessing them right on the first one.
Oh,
Whatever.
they can get over it.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
They'll live, I'm sure.
Well, shall we get into it?
Yes, please.
All right. Today, we're going to be talking about the 2009 horror sci-fi movie The Fourth Kind, starring Mila Jovovich as Dr. Abigail Tyler, a psychologist in Nome, Alaska. The film explores the disproportionate number of the population in and around Nome who have gone missing since the 60s and, despite numerous FBI investigations, still remain a mystery. Dr. Tyler may be on the verge of blowing the unsolved cases wide open when, during the course of treating her patients, she finds evidence of alien abductions. The movie was written, and I cannot emphasize enough that this movie was written and directed by Olatunde Osunsanmi, had a $10 million budget and made back just shy of $50 million at the box office. It had a 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb, which is its highest rating across platforms by far. A 2.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and an 18% critics and 41% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
That's The Fourth Kind.
That is. We should give it credit, though. It does have quite a robust cult following now.
Yes, absolutely.
So maybe we're a part of that. Maybe we're not. Who's to say? Us. About 40 minutes from now. So.
Reddit loves this movie.
Right, yeah. It has a huge cult following of people who love it.
I can see why. Sorta. I mean, every movie deserves a cult following.
Well, sure.
This
I
one,
can think of some that don't. But
yeah. Terrifier.
this one, fine. Sure.
Okay.
I think at its bones, there's some good stuff in here.
Sure.
Maybe some of the execution faltered.
Correct.
But it's got some bones.
Yeah. It's a creative way to do a movie, I will say.
It's a choice
Sure.
that they made and that some people really love.
Yeah. I definitely found myself gravitating towards the real, quote real footage.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it might have been more effective if they had just leaned into that and made it found footage instead of a weird pseudo documentary with a weird intro thing, fourth wall breaking thing.
Yeah. I definitely, not to give too much away, but I talk about this in my overall rating, where I feel like if they had stuck to one thing,
yeah,
it would have been almost a good movie. no, that's not fair. Almost a great movie.
Yeah.
I think if they had just either done a solid film with Mila Jovovich starring in it and done the story, sure. If they had just done a found footage with kind of unknown actors, sure. It was the combination of the two that I think is where they lost some people.
Yeah, neither of the two were strong enough to justify needing them both.
Fair.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they needed to put more time and effort into one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, this is random, but the actress who plays the quote-unquote real Dr. Tyler, Charlotte Milchard, in her appearance and in her voice, she reminds me so much of Judy Greer.
Oh, okay. I can kind of see it.
Yeah. If that was actual real footage and I was casting the reenactment, I would cast Judy Greer.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. But to be contrary, she was like very ill in the quote real footage. So she wasn't supposed to look really like
she was it was supposed to be that she, the life was sucked out of her, but
yeah. She reminded me, did you ever watch that documentary The Cult of Mother God? Like Love Wins or whatever, Cult of Mother God?
Oh, no, that was on Max, right?
I think so.
I think I have it on my watch list on there, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's good, but she takes like silver as a like supplement and turns the exact color of the quote real Dr. Tyler. Like that like weird like yellow sort of like ochre color.
Yeah.
That's what color Mother God. She's like it's like weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. She's like it's like blue but also orange. It's very straight. It's hard to describe, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch it and get back to you.
Thank you.
Also, fun fact about her is that in the end credits, she appears not as Dr. Abigail Tyler, but as Nome resident. So I think just another way that they were really trying to push that this was a real story.
Seriously. Interesting.
Yeah. They leaned into that a lot.
Yeah. And it got them into trouble.
It did.
Yeah, it did. In 2009, after the film came out, the Alaskan Press Club sued Universal for false news reports and for using real missing persons cases to promote the movie. So leading up to the release, Universal created this website, and it mentioned real people in Nome and had both real and fake articles attributed to real publications. So they ripped off stuff from Anchorage Chronicle, the Nome Nugget, Fairbanks Daily News Miner. They used real reporters as names. It was super misleading and disrespectful and sort of like harmed the integrity of journalism in Nome. A lot of people
also like illegal. I don't think you can do that, right?
Well,
you can't just use real things without permission in movies.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe in 2009 there were like rules were not. I don't know what happened because after all of that, they ended up just settling out of court. Universal took down the website and paid a total of $22,500.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing. There was no, that's pennies.
Yeah.
No consequences at all. So it was weird that, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah. I guess we don't know, right? We'll never know what the terms of the settlement were and what they were looking for. Maybe they only sought out litigation because they wanted it taken down. Mm-hmm. And that was the bulk of what they wanted. So without knowing the publication side of it, there's no way for us to know if they could have gotten more or not. And they just didn't want to take it that far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. There was actually a lot of controversy surrounding the film. Maybe we can get into that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing for me is that the real Nome is 51% Native Alaskans, and there were no indigenous characters in the film.
Yeah.
There was some like diversity in the film at the very least, but the representation of Nome was so far in both like people diversity and ecological diversity. It was just very not Nome, Alaska. And so the residents of Nome, between that like misleading representation and Universal trying to profit off of real tragedies that happened in Nome, people in Alaska hate this movie, which is so fair.
Yeah. Yeah. To be clear, there have been disappearances in Nome. The FBI has investigated it, and they've found that it's basically a mix between the harsh conditions and alcohol usage. So people get drunk and then you're out in the harsh conditions, something might happen to you.
Yeah.
So that's been the basis of what they've found while investigating it. But obviously, a lot of conspiracy theories kind of surround that. And so I think residents of the town who have obviously firsthand dealt with those tragedies were like, maybe a huge production company shouldn't push a conspiracy, which is fair. I can understand being upset at that.
Yeah, the vice president of Cowrack, which is an organization representing tribal peoples in Alaska, described the movie as insensitive to family members of people who have gone missing in Nome over the years. And Universal just like refuses to comment on any of that, which is sort of telling.
Yeah. It definitely toes the line of, should you make movies about real things when people are still impacted by that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's fine to take inspiration from things, but yeah.
I think if they had just done the movie set in Nome, Alaska, disappearances, and that was just a thing, or even just an Alaskan town without specifically naming Nome, sure. I think where they really ran into trouble was making those fake news articles, really pushing that this was a real story and real archive footage when that's not true. There's no record of a Dr. Abigail Tyler at all. It's not a real story. So I think if they hadn't pushed that aspect of it so much, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But they really hammered in, which I don't think worked. I think you need to do more of a Blair Witch or Paranormal Activity style if you're going to try to do that. If you want to convince people it's real, you have to use unknowns, you have to do found footage, and you have to like market it as if, oh, some this happened, you know, but not really push it, because a lot of that was just talk of the town because these were unknown people. You can't be like, oh, this is Mila Jovovich in a dramatization of real events and expect people to think that that's real.
Well,
actually, no, that's not
true.
Yeah, people did think it's real, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's like to this day, people are still confused by whether or not this is real or not, even without the weird website. The end credits don't include the events and persons depicted in this film are fictitious thing.
Yeah. It doesn't even say based on real events. Because it's not. It's a movie. They don't say that because it's not.
Yeah.
And yes, people still think it's real.
I don't understand it.
I don't either, but you know, what do they say at the end? You have to choose what you believe or something.
Yeah. I think this really hit home. The psychologist Chris French wrote for The Guardian, the reason he found this film so disturbing was because experience shows that no matter how obvious a hoax may be to those capable of critical thinking, there will always be many who will accept at face value the film's claim to be based on true events.
Yeah.
So
I think it's, people forget that movies lie to you. That's the whole point, is that it's fake. That actually happened recently too. I think last year, Strange Darling came out. And it opens with based on a true story. It's not. That's just part of the movie. It's fake. Nothing of it is real. It's an entirely made up story. But they used based on a true story because it's a movie and you can. So, but people afterwards were like, wait, what's the real story? There is none. It's fake. It's a movie. It's make-believe.
Is Strange Darling? No. I was thinking Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, yeah. No. Not the one with Harry Styles.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it the one with Harry Styles?
No.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah. I want to talk about the types of encounters.
Yeah, let's.
Okay. So the fourth kind is a reference to scientist J. Allen Hynek's famous categories involving sightings of UFOs. It was created by him, but then popularized, obviously, by Hollywood. Close Encounters of a Third Kind is a very good example of this kind of rising into the stratosphere of being well-known, or like a family household name. So in his original scale, he had 6 classifications that depended on proximity. One was nocturnal lights, so seeing lights in the sky. The next was daylight discs, so in the daytime, but seeing the actual UFO. Next was radar visuals, which was supposed to be like the next step in confirming that it was real, but in reality, which I don't know if they knew at the time, but we now know that atmospheric things can interfere with radar, so not really. It doesn't add to the credibility, really.
Yeah.
We know that now. And then he only had 3 types of close encounters. So first, second, and third. First was visual sightings less than 500 feet away. The second was a physical effect that happened if you saw the UFO. So animals reacting or electronics going crazy, heat or discomfort to the witness, that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Third kind was UFO encounters which an animated entity is present. So humanoids, robots, or humans that seemingly occupied or piloted the UFO. There's also like subtypes of it, by the way. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
People really went in depth on this for something that like we can't even confirm is actually real. But it's really interesting if you get into it. Anyways, after Hynek passed away in 1986, Jacques Vallée kind of added on to the scale. And that's where we get the 4th, 5th, and 6th kinds, which obviously this movie's named after the 4th kind. So the 4th kind is abductions, yes. When the UFO actually takes someone. 5th kind is when they get some kind of physical effect from the close encounter, so injury or healing even. People have also kind of changed the meaning of 5th encounter in pop culture. So now a lot of people, like the popularized version of a 5th encounter is a human trying to contact an alien. So yeah, there's a little bit of doubt there. Anyways, and then the 6th kind is butt stuff. So yeah, that's a sexual encounter.
That's crazy that that's its own category and not like a sub bullet under 5 or 4 even.
6th is sex.
I guarantee if there isn't one, there will be soon a pornographic film called The 6th Kind.
There has to be,
There has to be.
Yeah.
I won't look right now.
You report back next week.
Yeah.
You let us know if there's any 6th kind porn.
I mean, there is, but is it called that?
True.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, and if not, opportunity.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I found it really interesting.
Yeah, really fascinated by, like, it's a real, like, not scientific necessarily, but it's a scale that people
came up
scientists,
with. UFO specialists decided on to describe these happenings.
Yeah.
Claims.
Have you ever had an encounter?
No.
No?
I'm not. No, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Have you? You live in Arizona.
Yeah, I live in Phoenix.
So
we're really big on our lights.
Yeah, you seen those lights yet or what?
I've never seen the lights. I did see something that I couldn't quite explain. I think I'm pretty sure it's a bird, but there's always that like doubt, so this would be somewhere between 1 and 2 because it was at night, but there wasn't lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I went out to see, I think it was the Perseids meteor shower, some meteor shower was happening. And so I just went into the backyard, didn't see any meteors, but at one point I saw like a big, like something just go across the sky.
Jean jacket.
Yeah. 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 It was probably an owl in hindsight, which is funny because the owls in this movie.
Yeah.
And we had owls in the backyard. But like, I think about that every once in a while. Like, what if that wasn't a bird? Like, what if it was something? Because it freaks me out. I was probably only like 10 or 12.
Little guy.
Yeah, I think about it all the time.
I guess I did, but I am a skeptic. No, I do believe aliens exist.
Yes.
I think statistically that's true. Period. Yeah. But whether or not they visited Earth, I'm not convinced. But
sure. I mean, statistically, it's unlikely also that they would visit here.
True. But I will say one time way back when I lived closer to downtown LA, I went out to get in the car with my friend because she was picking me up to go to downtown or something. I don't know. We were going somewhere, and everybody was out on the street taking pictures because there was a huge flash of light in the sky. And I still have a picture of it, but yeah, everybody was like, what is that? And it does look weird. And then it was trending all over Twitter. And then LA was like, oh, we were testing something. And we were like, okay. So a lot of people don't buy that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. There's
so I guess I've had the nocturnal lights.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll take that.
Yeah. It was just
it is
debunked.
unidentified. Possibly. Yeah. If you believe the LA government.
Yikes. Yeah. I mean, with all there's so many SpaceX launches and stuff nowadays that like I feel like people are getting immune to all the lights happening.
Yeah.
We need to really up the ante.
Yeah. Plus, wasn't it during COVID where like everything was on fire and the world was burning, so nobody was really paying attention, and the government was like, "Oh yeah, there are UFOs. This is a UFO." But like we don't know what it is. So, is it aliens? We don't know. But there was something in the sky that we didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of glossed over it because everything else was on fire. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think even now, if someone were to say, "Oh, yep, alien race," I'd be like, add it to the list.
And also, I think a UFO doesn't have to be extraterrestrial.
Correct. It's just unidentified.
If it's unidentified, yeah, that's definitely happened where we just don't know what it is. But
I also think there's a more like colloquially accepted term now than UFO.
I think so.
I don't know what it is. Let me look. UAP. Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Why are they trying to change UFO? Just because it has the context of aliens now?
The connotation, yeah.
Fair. I'm still going to call it a UFO.
That's fair. It's still correct.
Thank you. Okay, can I touch back on the owls real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so the owls in the movie are basically stand-ins for the Greys. You never actually see aliens in this movie.
Yeah.
Even though that's basically the central theme. But people who are abducted or visited see owls. What I found out is that actually translates to like real life claims of encounters. People have said that they've seen owls around the same time as unexplained events. Katie. So there's a book by Mike Cleland called The Messengers, Owls, Synchronicity, and the UFO Abductee, where he collected quite a few firsthand accounts of people saying that owls manifested in moments that surrounded alien contact. Interestingly, though, the book came out in 2015, which is over 5 years after this movie came out, and I can't find anything connecting aliens and owls from before then. I'm not saying that this movie influenced those accounts, because I don't think this movie even was seen by enough people to influence it, but I do find that very interesting, that there's nothing, at least that I could find, from before this movie came out.
It's a book?
It's a book.
What's it called?
The Messengers, Owls, Synchronicity, and the UFO Abductee by Mike Cleland.
Just adding it to my TBR.
Oh, great. Yeah. Let me know if it's good. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. I'm not saying that there's no evidence. Well, I'm saying I couldn't find any evidence of it being before this movie came out. But it also would make sense to me. Owls, night creatures, big eyes, round faces. Yeah. People seeing that, thinking it's an alien, or connecting that with their supposed alien encounter.
I mean, I did without even knowing that. I just thought it was a coincidence.
That's true, but you're saying it was either an alien or an owl, not that they were at the same time.
The owls are the aliens.
Right. Or that the owl was there at a time of alien contact, which is what a lot of these people are saying.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was. Maybe you had a sixth encounter that night and you didn't even know. No, that's not. I'm sorry.
A sixth encounter?
It's not appropriate.
One can only hope.
I'm so sorry.
I do like aliens.
Yeah, I know.
I think to go back to your point that they don't even show the aliens, I think that was effective.
Yeah.
The sound so complaint and then I'll praise.
Great.
The color grading or the color editing of this
Mhm.
movie was weird as hell. It bothered me. Like, just pick a style and stick to it. It was just like there were like 4 or 5 different palettes that we're working from. But on the other hand, the sound engineering
Mhm.
was really what did it for me. The sounds of this movie really got to me. The screaming, the like distorted
Mhm.
ancient language, so good. And I think had they done anything else visually than what they had already done poorly, it would have taken away from that like ambiance, the sound made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm glad they didn't give the aliens a shape.
I feel like that would have, if you're gonna try to push the whole it's real, this is archive footage thing, you can't show the alien.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was an excellent choice.
Yeah.
One of few, but
Right. It's the same as Blair Witch and Paranormal. You don't ever see it.
mm-hmm.
That's the whole point. Because once you do, it's kind of like, oh, okay, that's just hokey CGI or a person in a costume. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Did the end credits too is just audio tracks of people calling like a UFO reporting center and explaining their sightings. It's all fake, but I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah.
I agree. Just adds to the vibes, to the ambiance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is something I noticed only on this watch through, because the first time I watched it on a TV, so I didn't notice. But in the editing, they use a lot of split screens, so half of the scene is the real quote-unquote footage, and half of it is Mila Jovovich reenacting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to it with headphones, and I realized they're playing different audios in each ear. So, like, the real would be happening in the left, and then the reenactment would be happening in the right.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. It was kind of a fun way to watch it if you haven't done that.
Was it when the screens were split and it was on the appropriate side? Oh, cool.
Yes.
I do like that.
Yeah, I'd never noticed that before, and I liked it. I was like, wait, this movie's more fun with headphones.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I watched it over the course of 3 nights.
Uh-oh.
On a TV, a big TV.
It took you 3 nights?
Yeah. I fell asleep.
Yeah, classic Katie.
Not because of the movie, I was just tired.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
I do. Yeah. Doesn't take away from the experience at all. Just have to watch it again. That's all.
This doesn't have anything to do with like fun facts or anything. I just thought it was funny while I was rewatching it.
Uh-huh.
I just think it's really funny to be accused of kidnapping your own kid. I know that happens. Actually, more often when a kid gets taken, it's by the other parent. But again, that's usually one parent kidnapping it from the other parent, who typically has like sole or most custody.
Yes.
Not the only parent kidnapping their own kid and taking them where? Like, what? How did they think there was a guy sitting outside?
Yeah. Which, that infuriated me, that guy sitting outside was literally in the video saying, they're taking them from the house, and then what? Like, they just didn't get that guy's testimony? Like, what?
Yeah, well, and that, I guess, I don't know, they kind of tried to write it off when she was like, what did he say happened? And they're like, he's not going to talk, like, he's not talking about it. So I feel like they were trying to go for, like, he was so traumatized by what happened, he just couldn't, or maybe he, like, convinced himself it wasn't happening. But yeah, you would think that would help her case. Although the charges were dropped, so maybe it did. The charges.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, the charges.
In this very real story.
Yeah. In real life, Mila Jovovich was cleared of all charges.
Wow, crazy that both Mila Jovovich and this lady, Dr. Tyler, were both accused of the exact same thing.
So crazy.
I'm not going to hold you. I don't have a lot more fun facts.
Do you have any more that you want to say?
No.
Oh, okay. You said I don't have a lot more, so I thought maybe you had.
Oh, I thought I said any more. I don't have any more. I don't have a lot of fun facts total.
Yeah, there's not a lot
Anymore.
on this, and not a lot of interviews because it got so much backlash that I think they tried to pretend that nothing ever happened.
Where did you go?
Katie, I don't know.
That was so weird. I hope it recorded exactly.
What's happening? Device struggling to record. That was so apt for what's happening.
Yeah.
All right, for everybody who's listening who was very confused by what just happened, my camera started glitching as we were talking about, obviously, this movie. So we basically had a close encounter of the second kind while talking about the fourth. So that's kind of funny. But that's why Katie lost her mind and I was laughing so hard.
Yeah,
it was a camera glitch.
Aptly timed.
I have now restarted my camera. We are good to go.
Yes, we had to restart whole computers.
Yeah.
But we're good.
That's so funny.
Anyway, should we rate it?
Sure.
Are we ready? That's what we were arguing when you had your alien encounter.
Well, no, I thought it was funny that you said I don't have a lot of fun facts left and then you didn't have any.
I didn't have any.
I do have one last fun fact.
Oh, yes, please.
The director actually plays himself as the person interviewing the real Dr. Tyler in the movie, which I thought was fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you said it too. The concept of the movie is not bad.
The bones are there.
Yeah,
it was the execution. Yeah.
Well,
it's frustrating, but it happens. All right, now let's rate it.
We're going to rate it. How scary did you think it was?
I gave it a 1 out of 5 because I do remember the first time I watched this, and there's a couple moments of tension that I feel like worked well. I think specifically when the cop is sitting outside of the house and it like zooms in on the roof. I was so expecting a Signs-esque type of jump scare there.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, but I feel like that tension added to me being nervous the first time I watched it.
Sure.
What about you?
I gave it a 2, purely for the sound editing.
Yeah, it was good.
The distorted Sumerian, the screaming on the tape, it just added some like atmospheric unsettle. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
And I do think withholding the actual aliens was a good choice to build and maintain tension.
Agree. Yeah, that definitely worked. How sexy did you think it was?
I mean, aliens always have something about them. Even if you don't see them, like there's always something.
Yeah, it's the vibe.
You know? Yeah, it's the vibes. It's just the vibes. But this was also all very like family crisis oriented.
Yeah.
So, and which is not sexy. So I only gave it a 1.5. Is that what you gave it?
I gave it a 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Mila Jovovich, aliens, there's something there, but it's not a lot. It's not as much as you would think for an alien movie.
Yeah. And had they shown the aliens, it would have greatly increased the sexy factor. But then,
brought down other
everything
things.
Else would have come down. Yeah. It's a fine line to toe.
It is.
Yeah. How fucked up did you think it was?
I gave it a 0.5.
Okay.
I mean, it's PG-13, right? It's not.
Oh.
It's not too crazy.
Okay.
What about you?
I gave it a 1. Okay. I think what's fucked up about this movie is them taking advantage of real missing persons cases and real tragedies and trying to profit off them. And also the gross misrepresentation of both the cultural and biological and ecological diversity of Central Alaska. For that, it deserves much higher. But within the confines of the story, I just gave it a 1.
Because of her kid going missing forever or what?
It's like a children in peril thing, yeah.
Yeah. Fair. Overall, what'd you think?
I wanted to love it. I did. I really tried. The concept is so good. The execution was just off. The acting was a little like, eh. The editing was eh.
Yeah.
I don't think there was quite enough like discourse during the film either to really get me thinking like they tell you to do in the first 2 minutes of the film. So it just felt kind of like almost kind of like pompous, weirdly. Yeah. And ultimately, I do think it's fine to take inspiration from things that happen in real life. We do that all the time, but to like directly rip off and then capitalize on people's losses and largely indigenous people's losses is like kind of not appropriate.
Yeah.
So all to say, I still gave it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bones.
Yeah, the bones.
The bones saved it.
How about you?
Yeah, I think there are some really good aspects to this. We've said it the whole time. At its base, I think there's an interesting story here.
Mm-hmm.
Then they added in the like hokey real footage dramatization stuff, and it just it doesn't land. So again, I think they should have either stuck to found footage or stuck with just a movie starring Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Either one of those, if they had committed, I think it would have been fine. But the way they ended up doing it, it just kind of felt cheesy. Like it felt a little Lifetime movie-y.
Yeah, it did.
And I forgot, because I haven't seen this movie in years, and I forgot that it started with Mila Jovovich introducing herself and like the concept of the movie, and it fried me. Why would they ever do that or think that that was good? And the ending is awful. Then choose what you believe, and like this. It was so, those two parts, even if you just cut those off, it would be better.
Yeah.
But all in all, I split it right down the middle, 2.5.
Yeah, so fair, so fair.
Yeah, it had the opportunity. That's almost what hurts the most.
Yeah.
Is that it could have been good. And they chose to make it not.
Yeah.
Why would they do that to us?
They just needed to stick with
Something.
pseudo-documentary. That's really what it boils down to. It needed to be Lake Mungo aliens.
Yeah. Should have been. Could have been.
This movie made me really respect Lake Mungo a little bit more. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
Lake Mungo more. Because it did a good job.
This is the moment I've been waiting for. Is you liking Lake Mungo. Well, no, you still don't like it, but respecting it.
Yeah, I respect it, absolutely. Because it executed.
It did its job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if this had the direction, like kept the story and put it in the vibes and the direction of
Lake Mungo,
it would have been good.
Yeah.
So good. I hope they remake it sometime.
It's prime and ready for a remake.
Yeah, 20 years? 15 years, I mean.
The Sixth Kind? We're ready. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
Oh, yeah. All right. Would you survive?
I think there's two scenarios.
Okay.
Both in which I die.
Uh-oh.
The first scenario is I don't remember the nightly abductions as the aliens intend.
Mm.
And I go crazy and die like several other people in the film.
Okay.
I definitely don't have the mental fortitude to withstand any of that. So I'm dead. And then the second scenario is I do remember the alien abductions and I am ready and waiting every night for my alien daddies to take me. And then I die.
Okay, but we don't know if they die when they're taken. You could argue that they're living in the spaceship with the aliens.
Yeah. That's the dream.
That's what we can only hope.
But you know what? I decide.
That's true.
Mila Jovovich told me so.
You choose what you believe.
And I think they die. I think the aliens take them and they die.
So you think dead either way?
Yeah. Yeah. How about you?
I think I live.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, because technically, in my eyes, only the guy who family annihilates, like, they're the people who die, right?
Sure.
Well, and then the one guy. No, he just broke his back, right? He's in the hospital. He's fine. He lived.
Yeah, he lived.
So in my mind, that's the only people who die. And if I start getting visited by aliens, I'm just checking myself in. Because I know, right? Like, I'm just going to take care of that because I'm going to assume it's a mental health problem, knowing who I am as a person.
Sure.
So I think I'm okay. And in my mind, even if I did get abducted, I think they're fine. Maybe not fine. They're probably not fine. But I think they're alive.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
Some discourse to round us out.
Yeah. What would this podcast be without us fighting?
I mean, this was not fighting.
That's true.
Let's revisit. Never mind.
Oh.
Never mind.
No, let's do it.
Well, I was going to bring up The Menu, but I like that movie now, so.
Yeah, that's true. We can't even use that as a reference anymore.
Yeah.
We have to pick, like, It Follows, because that was still crazy. I still think about that at night.
Yeah.
I go to bed thinking, I don't even think about that because in my mind, that didn't happen. That was crazy.
Oh, funny.
In my mind, I go to bed and I'm like, I can't believe Katie didn't like It Follows. It haunts me.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You need to watch it again, maybe.
Yeah,
Give
we'll
it
give
6
it
months.
6 months to a year.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. That's
Catch
worked
us on
every
our-
time, 100% of the time.
Catch
100%
us
of
on
all
our
one times.
225th episode where we talk about It Follows again.
By that time, I'll forget we even talked about it in the first place.
That's true. By then, the sequel will have come out.
Oh, yeah.
You can do a double feature.
Double feature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. I know you're ready to predict next week's movie.
Yeah, I am.
All right, next week we are talking about The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Tell me what it's about.
Okay. It's in the title.
It
really is. It's a medical horror thriller in
Mhm.
which an unnamed woman, henceforth referred to as Jane Doe,
Of course.
is found dead floating in a river.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie takes 100% place inside the morgue outside of that first scene. We find her in the
Ooh.
river, and then it's 100% in the morgue from then on.
Okay.
And we get to follow along the autopsy and a series of like phone calls and people visiting the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor is performing the autopsy and sort of piecing together what happened to her.
Right.
And then the last scene of the film is the day the autopsy is finished. And the report is about to be published. You see like an over the shoulder of the doctor writing his report. He's about to hit submit on the report. And then someone comes up behind him and kills him.
No.
And it's one of the people that was visiting the morgue throughout the movie. And then he bends over the keyboard and you see him hitting backspace on the line where the doctor had just filled out cause of death and deletes his own name.
Wow.
The guy that killed the doctor deletes his own name off the autopsy report and then publishes the autopsy report. And then it's just like quick little flashes of all the things that the doctor saw throughout the time, throughout the autopsy that the audience didn't.
Wow.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jane Doe.
Rest in peace, Jane Doe.
Doesn't that sound fun? Isn't that a fun movie?
Sounds
The Autopsy
incredible.
of Jane Doe? Thank you.
I love that. Very well
spoiler.
done. No, but but I wish. That sounds great.
Doesn't that sound fun?
It sounds really good. And I'll be honest with you, you were cooking in the first half of that.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it's in the name, but still.
Yeah.
Very, very strong showing for you. Let me tell you what.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite. It's not quite how it goes near the end, but I would love to see your version.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. An alternate ending, perhaps, on the end of the DVD.
I don't think it would really fit with the movie, but sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it is about a Jane Doe who has an autopsy, though. Nailed that part.
That checks out.
Yeah. Whole movie taking place in the morgue? Pretty much.
Cool. Okay.
So.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll like it.
Who's to say? Only us next week.
I would like what I wrote. So
yeah,
if it was close-ish, sort of.
Just the autopsy part. The ending is not really what happens. But it is kind of a fun little mystery thriller that I think that you'll like. So
good.
Maybe.
Good.
Who knows? Good. Do I even know what you like these days? No. But we'll see.
It's all over the place.
True. All right. Well, tell us about your alien encounters in the comments.
And which kind they were. Very specific.
Which kind they were.
1 through 6. Especially tell us about the 6th kind.
If it was a 6th,
we gotta know.
Reach out through email because I would like... I'm going to have follow-up questions.
We'll dedicate a whole episode to you.
I will, yeah. Interviewing you on what happened specifically in detail. It won't air. It'll be on our Patreon. But
we don't have, to be clear. Don't go looking for it. Actually,
we don't have a Patreon.
Do go looking for it, and when you don't find it, complain so that then we'll make one.
Yeah, if you want a Patreon, 8 people who listen, please let us know.
Tell us in the comments.
In the comments. And other than that, I'm excited to watch Autopsy of Jane Doe next week.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you guys have a fantastic July. And that's all.
Yeah. We're
great.
That's it. Yep.
That's it. One day we'll get better at these, but not today.
No.
So there you go.
See you next Tuesday.
Fantastic. Bye.
Bye.